Hey everybody, the Todd Tucker Show is on. It's Friday. Are you ready for some football? I certainly am. And great jobs report today. The economy is booming. President Trump had a rally, I believe it was last night in Montana. Yeah, it was last night. He had a bunch of people there, as he always does. Jobs are up 201,000 today in the latest numbers. In the meantime, former President Bathhouse Barry Bamster is calling the president a symptom, not the cause. A symptom of what? A recovering economy, Mr. Bamster? What are you talking about? The president is undoing what you did, the mess that you made. Thank God for Donald Trump. And by the way, it's time to buy Tesla stock. Did you see where Musk got high on a vlog?
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was, but now they're plummeted $4.3 billion. This was with Joe Rogan. Tesla executives are leaving in droves. Do we have the video, Frost?
I didn't grab it.
You didn't grab the video of the guy smoking weed.
I didn't grab it smoking
that
weed.
Was, it was on Fox News earlier today, and I was watching it, and this dude was blazing, and his stock is plummeting. So now's the time to buy Tesla stock because it's down. Pretty cool, eh? I think Frosty and I are going to go buy some Tesla stock with our unemployment.
Tesla, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so who is the anonymous White House source? President Trump wants the Attorney General to investigate. And now let's backtrack a little bit. Speaking of Bathhouse Barry Obama, he wanted, back when Bamster was in the White House, he prosecuted leakers and made them take polygraph examinations. Now, Senator Rand Paul is suggesting that senior aides to the president take polygraphs as well. So that's going to be interesting to watch. A lot of things are happening across our country. Coming up later in the show today, by the way, I want to let you know we've got the guys from Oklahoma Predator Prevention, OPP. We're going to play a video. I want to warn you ahead of time, this video is graphic and is for mature audiences only. Thanks to our sponsors, Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite, and also WeFixHailFree.com. WeFixHailFree.com. They sponsor the Todd Tucker Show each and every day. So how about those job numbers? You got to be pretty happy. And by the way, we're not streaming live on my Facebook page. I just realized, Frosty. There we go.
There you go.
How about those job numbers? You got to be pretty happy about that. And I'm taking a look at, in fact, it says economy is on fire. That was the headline on Drudge a little bit earlier. And so backtracking a little bit, I'm wondering why it is that Barack Obama is out talking about how Donald Trump is a symptom, not the cause. A symptom of recovery is a good thing, is it not? Causing the economy to boom is a good thing, is it not? What did Barack Obama do in 8 years? Well, he gave us the unaffordable health care plan that nobody can afford. We lost jobs. In fact, any jobs that were created during the Obama administration were low-paying jobs, low-wage jobs. Things are happening in America, folks. Things are happening. And it's all because we finally have a leader, the first president since Ronald Reagan to understand how the economy works. Did you just take my drink away?
Yes.
Gotta love Frosty on Friday.
You forgot to move it.
It's okay. It's all right. Diet Dr. Pepper. I highly recommend it. Okay, Dallas police are in the process of obtaining a warrant on manslaughter charges against a police officer. And what happened is this police officer, was she intoxicated? Is that the story, Frosty?
Here, I want to get in on this because this one is insane.
Okay. Frosty dressed up today as usual.
I did. I look good. You better hush.
Go ahead.
This one's absolutely insane. So this happened in Dallas. A police officer was going to her apartment late and it was on, I think it was just the other night. So it was like a Wednesday night. Going to her apartment. It's pretty late at night. I think the official report said it was like 11 or 12. It might have been a little earlier. She's going to her apartment. She came home. There's no statement whether she was drunk, intoxicated, nothing. What happened was she went into an apartment that was not hers in her complex, saw a man already there, thought it was her house, and she shot him.
Yeah.
A police officer went into an apartment that wasn't hers, thought it was someone breaking into her apartment, and shot him. She didn't think, oh man, everything in this apartment
Damn, you're loud today.
Everything in this apartment doesn't look the same, or it's insane to me. And also, I'm looking at the bars. I'm perfectly where I need to be.
You are loud today. I can hear you across the building. Yes, I am the host. That's my name. I can scream if I want to.
What, you want to see something real cool? Watch this. And now it's gone.
Oh, thanks.
Now it's gone.
I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Okay, so Frosty and I were talking about the fact that if this were a normal person like us, put my name back on there, please. If this were somebody like us, any of us in this room here, we would already be in jail on murder charges. How do you not know you're in the wrong apartment? I understand sometimes you get a little confused and you might have missed a flight of stairs or something and you start to go in the wrong apartment. Ambien. Something like that, an Ambien moment. But, I mean, this is insane. This guy was in his own apartment. And this police officer, who should have been trained better than this.
Oh, it was an officer.
It was a police officer, yes. Yeah. A police officer. And she shoots the guy in his own home. She's on administrative leave. She should be in jail. Do you guys not agree? Absolutely. I think David Prater, our DA in Oklahoma County, would already have that officer in jail. I don't have any doubt about that. And if charges are not filed against this police officer, I think there is going to be hell to pay. That is just amazing to me. I can't even fathom it. Just think, you're sitting at home. Now, I could understand better if the person that she barged in on shot her because she walked into his apartment, and that would have been justifiable. But this police officer walked into somebody else's apartment and shot the guy dead. That's insane. Insane. And a police officer should know better than that. And I still say that if there will be hell to pay if they don't file charges against this officer, at the very least manslaughter charges, maybe second-degree murder. I mean, it wasn't intentional homicide, but it was definitely, I would say, manslaughter at the very least. This officer should never, ever, ever wear a badge again. And that's it. Prosecutor. That's simple. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear from our sponsors. The guys from OPP are here. They're doing amazing work. You've seen Aaron Brillbeck on News 9. He's had him on. What they do is it's kind of like the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator thing from the 2000s. And these guys are out busting predators every day right here where we live. And these predators are targeting your kids. That video, it's going to be graphic. I have to warn you. So if you've got kids around, don't watch it, or if you're easily offended. But we're going to have the guys on with us right after this break. We'll be right back.
Do you have problems with pain, anxiety, or sleeplessness? Come see us at Can Help Wellness, where we can help. Stop by any of our 4 wellness centers to find out how premium CBD products can help you find relief. From balms to tinctures to even products for your pets. Natural, safe, organic relief and lab tested with certifications. Reach out to one of our wellness consultants today at 405-455-3012 or online at cann-help.com.
Welcome back to the Todd Tucker Show. It's Friday, and I got the guys from OPP. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Sonic Russell. They call me Sonic, but my real name's Russell.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers every Tuesday.
Sonic with the K.
Oh,
man.
yeah, okay.
They call me Mickey Mouse, but no.
You don't look like Mickey Mouse.
How many years? I'm Jeremy or JT.
JT. Hey, Sonic and JT, glad you're with us today. And you guys, tell me what made you start. You guys were on the radio with us a few months ago. What made you start OPP?
Well, there was a guy out in Florida. He goes by the name Shane Coyle, the ultimate decoy, and I was watching him every night, just catching these people every night. It was just like, wow. I was very, very intrigued. So I talked to JT, my best friend of 20 years, plus years, and asked him if he wanted to get down. You know, I said, there's nobody here in OKC doing it. Let's do this. Let's jump on it. So I contacted him. He wasn't too sure at first.
Well, I agreed at first, but about 2 weeks later, he calls me and says, "We have a date tomorrow." And I'm like, "What in the hell is he talking about? We have a date? Is he drunk?" Like, I completely forgot agreeing to what I had agreed with him before. And so I was kind of on the fence, but I wasn't going to let him go by himself. And I think I even ignored some calls and this and that. And finally, about, 9:30 that night, I ended up going. But I was kind of on the fence, too. And then after just seeing how many of these sick guys there are out there, I was kind of all in after that one.
How many of those guys say this is the first time I've ever done this?
Oh, every time.
Because
Every
I
single
watched the
one.
Pop Squad guys, Chris Hansen, they always would say, this is the first time I've ever done this. And they'll say the first time you've met or the first time you've talked to. But we all know that that's not the first time they've done this. That's, and that
That's like a guy getting pulled over drinking and driving. Oh, I've only had 2 beers, officer. No, it's my first time to do this. No.
They all say the first time, but we have an outpour of information afterwards from our followers, and we hear similar stories that they haven't been convicted or just different stuff. The guy we got the other day, we had a big outpour of family members, and then his actual stepdaughter reached out, and she was actually
Molested.
Molested, raped. However, when she was 13 or 14 by him, her mother had passed out about a year ago. But you can tell by the outpour of the information we get that it's never their first time.
That's,
Well, let's go back real quick. That guy was talking to 2 underage girls at the same time, 2 of our decoys. So he can't say that was his. You're talking to multiple decoys here that are under 14 and 15 years old. I didn't mean to cut you off, but just wanted to
that's
make
fine.
that a point.
So when you guys started this up, there was one video in particular in which there was a guy that was arrested at OnQ. And I remember coming across your video, and I'm thinking that I'm watching something from someplace else, and then I'm like, this looks like an OnQ to me. And then I saw that you guys were local. And then I talked to Aaron Brelbeck from News 9 and told him about you. And you guys came on the radio. Then Aaron's gone out with you a couple of times. So I mean, this is stuff that happens every day, and these predators are targeting your kids. I do have to warn you, this video is graphic. So if you're easily offended, please tune out now. Let's roll the video.
Charlie Gorilla Alpha 051.
Predator convention, man. We're all over the place. I'm glad you guys are. Honestly, I am.
I mean, it's unlucky for you today. You're on the other end, though, man.
So to ask you a question, what do you think happens to a child that is underage and they meet up with some old perv like you that's going to have their way and do different stuff to them? What do you think you do to that child for the rest of their life psychologically?
I'm pretty sure of that.
Let me ask you a question. Were you taken advantage of as a child?
By my stepbrother, my stepdad, and my cousin.
So why continue the fucking cycle, man?
It fucked you up mentally? Did that fuck you up, man? You're sure it did, or it did?
Have you ever
I mean,
have you ever attempted
this
help?
as an excuse either.
Sorry?
Have you ever attempted help?
I saw a psychologist back when I was like 15 years old. I tried to commit suicide. But yeah, and
Okay. But that ain't an excuse, though, man,
right,
to come and
it's
meet a
not.
15-year-old boy,
You're right,
man.
it's not. You're right, it's not.
What is it with young boys that you like? Because I know you did mention something. One message you said the picture did look younger than 18 for sure,
That
and
is-
that you had a thing for young boys. You said that.
And normally, most of them, normally all of them are 18 and up. Especially when I plan on having sex.
What should have you said whenever?
When he said he was 15?
Yeah, what
I
should have you done, man?
I should have said, I'm sorry, I can no longer carry this on this conversation. with you.
Okay, so
You
I
need
just
to
wanted
get
to
off
make sure
this-
you
you
knew
need to get off
what to
this
say,
chat
man.
site.
So you
That's what I
you
should've
you know what to say, right?
What about
I
not
know
saying
what it
anything
is.
and report them? And just go on about your business
Reported
and find
it to the
some...
site, man, because there are people out there that do that.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. When they do that, we got to make a whole new profile. I applaud them when they do that to me.
I agree.
It slows our work down. But then we got people here like you, coming here to
That's what I
prey on the
should've
children, man.
And that's what I should have done. Okay.
So do you feel what you're doing today is wrong? What's your thoughts on it?
It is wrong. And even on my way up here.
Hold on, man. Let that go by. Hold on.
Even on my way up.
So How old was this guy?
He said he was, what, 46, but I think we found
Oh,
out
he was
later.
way more.
No, yeah.
Unless he's really abused drugs, that guy's way older than
Or
46.
see, what does it say on that? It said 50-something. I don't think we had the exact. It was 50-something.
50-something.
And he said he sought counseling when he was 15, which means that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, and he actually, come to find out later, he was actually a
Registered
sex offender.
Yeah.
Out of Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that end up? Is he under investigation, or did he just take off?
The exposure was what we got out there so people know. We've had, on that one in particular, we had probably 15, 20 different people reach out with people that had kids around him. In the video, he talks about he helped raise 6 different kids that were basically his and stuff. But we turn over the stuff. We have a sex crimes detective. Majority of these, but 2 have been Oklahoma County.
Mm-hmm. One Cleveland, or a couple Cleveland County,
Yeah.
right?
We have one more, one Norman, but a lot of them have
Lindsay,
been there.
too. Lindsay, Oklahoma.
And it's primarily just because that's where we usually let them tell us where to meet. It's not like we've staged it there, but we were advised by the sex crimes detective that we need to probably just stick to the exposure that the district attorney, because we're citizens doing it in the video vigilante type stuff. We reach out, we send the stuff to whoever, we answer any calls from law enforcement. We'd love to figure out how to get every single one of these guys locked up, but
Now, if they've had a job, every person we've got, they're done. They're done from their job.
Now, you guys busted a law student, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the result of that?
He
withdrew.
Yeah, he's not in school no more. And the
withdrew.
only thing he said, one thing to us, is I'm a piece of shit. I don't know if I can say that here.
That's
but-
okay.
Okay.
and he
We're
jumped
on the
in
internet.
Yeah, he jumped in the car and he left.
That was all he said to us.
Told us his name was Jace. I'm not going to go into the last name, but his first name was really Eric. But I guess the dean of law saw it from the University of Oklahoma, and he quickly withdrew.
So he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what should happen.
Absolutely.
So you guys, obviously, Aaron Brobeck is interested in your work. We're interested in your work. We want to do what we can to help you guys.
Yes,
and you guys are not doing this for money. You're not doing this for fame or fortune. You're doing this because you're parents, and you are out to protect your kids and everybody else's kids from people like this.
We're very passionate about it. Very passionate.
Well, you have to be, because you're taking a risk when you walk up on strangers, as you know. But at least you're in public places. I mean, I saw a video where you were at On Cue. I've seen one at Walgreens. Where are some other places you busted people?
Taco Bell.
The park. We were scared. It was during the day and kids were in school, but that's where that individual had chose was a park.
Mainly anywhere that's just open,
Usually let them pick it so they feel more comfortable and stuff. And a lot of them, they want to invite you to their house right off the bat, and we just tell them, hey, I'm 14, I'm not stupid. We need to meet somewhere public first and
get a feel of each other. Make sure the chemistry's there, or whatever we say,
These people are about, just like drug addicts. They know there's a chance they can get caught and go to jail, but they're still looking for that high, so they still show up. These people will think something's funny, and you can read into it. They'll think something's fishy on talking to them, but every single one of them have still came every single time.
Oh, what about on the one app we were on, you were throwing the bait out there, and somebody said, "Are you down with OPP?" Is how they responded back to us once we dropped the age to them, man.
Yeah.
So were they actually talking about your
Yes.
OPP?
Yeah, like they were onto us.
Damn.
Well, and if it stops them, then great, mission
Right.
accomplished.
Exactly.
If you guys can stop it, if we were able to discourage every predator out there to stop right now, then you guys would be happy with that.
I'd love to be out of. I'd love for
To be
us
out of
not-
business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys do this in your own time,
Yes, sir.
and you do it at your own expense, and so tell me how the public can get involved in helping you guys with what you're doing.
We're not in this for the fame, the followers, and all that, but we do want as many, what you say all the time, as many local followers as we can get, because it's on them that is getting these people blasted. Yeah, we got that camera there, but whenever they're sharing and following us, man, that is putting more exposure. And we stress we want as many as we can in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we have about 31,000, and they're all over the world, but especially here in Oklahoma City Metro, we want as many followers there, because whenever we expose these people, those are parents that might have shopped at the grocery store we got the guy at, might have had a kid in the school, and where the janitor was, or maybe at the hospital where the nurse was. So,
Have you guys busted teachers or pastors?
We've gotten
People
a school janitor. A school janitor. He drove from Cushing, Oklahoma. He worked at the Chandler Elementary and Junior High. He's not employed there no more. They got rid of him quick. Yeah, that happened on a Sunday. That Monday morning, we were on the phone with and he was done as of that day. Really, we've gotten a registered nurse. I mean, dude, they come from all walks of life, man.
As far as the public, it's just, sharing, and then just, watching the videos. Some of them are graphic. We've tried to watch your language. It's just a real hostile situation, looking at somebody that knowing that they've been talking sexual, sending bad pictures to a 14-year-old. Yeah. It's kind of hard to watch your temper there, but just encourage parents to.
So have you been like, is the adrenaline pumping when you guys stop? Not from just energy, but from anger.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
From things that are said. Mm-hmm. And I've seen some of the conversations that you guys have exchanged with these predators, and I can't believe that people have the kind of guts that they've got. It floors me. And it doesn't even seem to faze them.
Not at all.
That they're meeting somebody that's 14 years old, whether it be male, female, whatever. It doesn't seem to stop them at all. And I've even seen videos where people have said, well, I kind of thought this might be one of those, catch a predator or OPP or Pop Squad or whatever, and they still do it, which tells me that takes a lot of.
Yeah, well, what are you doing here? If you had these doubts that this was going to be a setup, you just wanted to gamble, roll the dice, and go with it, see if there was a kid here? What are you doing here?
Yeah, encourage parents to check. No matter if it's Minecraft, Roblox, no matter how minuscule it seems, if your kid is on the internet, on a PlayStation, on a computer, and they have a game that has a chat option, check it, grab it, and
Like we say, don't be a friend, be a parent. To your kids.
Well, and Frosty and I have had disagreements here and there, because I believe parents should do random checks of their kids' phones.
Absolutely.
That's what my partner says. Walk by whenever they're just chilling, snatch it.
I tap my kid's phone. I have an app in there that they can't delete a text or a call. It'll show me their history, their GPS, everything. My job's to keep them safe, not to keep them happy.
Well, and Frosty's not a parent yet. When he becomes a parent, it's going to be a little different, because then you're looking at it from a different perspective. But as a parent, you look at it and you're thinking, okay, because I've got 2 young grandsons, and the second to the youngest, actually, he the oldest of the 2 young. Well, never mind. Anyway, my point is, he plays these games with the headset and the chat. That's always a concern. I also think that when you're a parent, you have the right to take a look at your kid's phone to see who they're talking to.
Yep.
Because otherwise, they are prey. These people are predators, and they are prey. And so it's vitally important.
Can I ask you guys a question here? Jump up in this?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, and I was asking a little bit about this before. This is a hard job to have. You guys are talking with some of the craziest, sickest people around. What does that do to your own mental health? Like, how do you guys feel after you go and do all this stuff? Because, I'm sure it's good to grab a guy, but at the same time, you guys have to live with this every day.
It does take a toll on us, man. It's sick. And we talked about it. Eventually, we probably are going to have to get some type of therapy, something, because these conversations get very, very, very disgusting, man.
It gets definitely overwhelming, and, I've always watched my kids big time. It makes me want to watch them 10 times harder than I have. And some of the ones I lose sleep over are some of the ones that have got real, real graphic. And for one reason or the other, you might go one day to, respond to a message and be blocked. Those are the ones that just, there's nothing you can do. You're blocked and they've went on. But my fear there is they're not talking to me or him now. They're talking to a real 13, 14, 15-year-old boy or girl. So those ones I lose a little sleep over, because they probably moved on, and chances are they're getting a real kid.
It's a scary day and age, though, man, with the internet. Everybody has the internet. When we were kids, we didn't have the internet. We were outside playing with our friends, not talking on headsets, whatever. And back in the day, that van passing out that candy, it's extinct. It don't exist no more. These predators are on the internet preying on our children,
We had 15 or 17 grown men. The first time we started, I believe, was April 14th, we'll call it. I think that was the day. But the Thursday about 10 o'clock was whenever we had went on one of the dating sites and set up an ad or so. Saturday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we had 15 or 17 grown men that had all already been told, 13, 14, 15, had all either engaged in sexual conversations, wanted to meet. They'd all been told the age, and they were all graphic that if it was my child, I wouldn't be showing up with the camera. And that was, about a 42-hour period. We had over 15 grown men all here, like you said, preying on our kids in our metro.
I have a comment here that was asking, where can people donate?
Right now we're
in the works of getting some T-shirts made. That'll help right there. I mean, you want to take that one?
We're gonna do some shirts for donations. Maybe start out 50 or 70. Right now, we haven't really did shirts, or we're doing a drawing in the next week, less than a week, because we've already pushed it off to give out a hat to people that have shared our page, but. We will eventually take probably donations or maybe do the shirts for donations, but we're not in this for the money, so we'll reach out for the help maybe when we absolutely need it, but there's not a financial motive behind it, so we're stepping real carefully there because we're not doing it for the money.
No, and I like the fact that you guys are doing this. It's a public service. Now, I've got a question. You guys have been banned from Facebook.
Yes, a couple of times.
4 times, I think.
Why?
Enticing violence was one of them. One time we actually
there's
posted the screenshots of
a guy that's been attacking us personally.
Does Mark Zuckerberg have a problem? I mean, is he friendly with predators or something? I don't get it.
There was one day we woke up and I got up to use the bathroom about 4 or 5 in the morning and noticed something. I messaged him and our wives and told them, let's kind of check into this and stuff. Well, come to find out as the day progressed, there's I believe 4 other pretty large ones in Florida, New York, I think
Hunters.
Idaho, Tennessee, but Facebook, all 5 of them got shut down overnight.
We all got attacked.
And they don't really give you an explanation. I mean, they might send a little, you have to go through and figure out what video or what.
Well, like you got to figure it out yourself. What's the problem here? It's like, well.
Well, guys, how do people follow you on Facebook, Twitter, social media? Let's throw it out to our audience so they
Facebook
can
is Oklahoma Predator Prevention. What's our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube?
OPP_OKC is the Twitter. We're not really active on there, but we have it maybe for some future plans. Instagram, we need to get in there and update, but we actually have big plans on the Instagram to continue on that platform, and then YouTube also. But you can go to facebook.com/Oklahoma Predator Prevention. Just type in OPP.
YouTube, just Oklahoma Predator Prevention on YouTube, correct? Okay.
Perfect. Guys, I appreciate you being on.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all you're doing. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with closing thoughts. It's Friday.
Hey, can I say one thing real quick?
Yes, sir.
Are you down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Todd Tucker Show. It's Friday, and I want to thank our guys at OPP for coming in today. They're doing a great service for our community, and I can't thank them enough. We'll give you updates. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with those guys. Also, everybody's ready for some football. Who's ready for football?
I don't
this
care.
Weekend? Oh, come on now.
I don't care.
I don't care either. I care more about the coup going on in Washington.
I know there is a big coup going on in Washington right now. Moto, I was watching. It's unbelievable. And at the beginning of the broadcast, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I was talking about how we've got Bathhouse Barry out there talking trash on the president, and jobs are way up. It's like, This guy made a disaster. He was a disaster, an 8-year disaster, and he's going against a guy that's creating jobs and bringing America, making it great again. In fact, last night in Montana, he said, when are we going to start saying keep America great? I think now's the time.
Well, and meanwhile, we're finally seeing some gears turn at the Department of Justice.
Yes.
And there's been a grand jury impaneled to
Yes.
investigate the former number 2 at the FBI, Andrew McCabe.
Yep.
I call him the toe of the tiger because he is going to lead to the ball of yarn unraveling.
You're right.
With this OIG report from Mike Horowitz and Huber. So
We've been talking about this for a long time, haven't we?
yes, we have.
So this is no big surprise to those of us who follow QAnon. This is nothing new. We've been talking about this. Brooke and Sugar and Spice. We've been talking about this for a long time, and you're not going to hear it on regular media. They just won't cover it.
Well, and it's not even, you don't even have to go deep into conspiracy theorism. This is all just precedent within the Department of Justice because of what we call hashtag FISAgate.
Yep.
The abuse of the FISA court, a foreign intelligence surveillance court, to spy on American citizens for the express purpose of gathering intelligence and information on a presidential candidate, financed by the opposing party and candidate, supported by high members of not only Congress but our DOJ, FBI, national security apparatus.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, we're going to end on that note. Thanks to the guys from OPP once again. Have a great weekend. Boomer Sooner and whatever that other team is, the Orange. God bless you. God bless America. God bless Oklahoma. We'll see you back on Monday, 3 p.m. Central.